Hey there YouTube fans, Easy Productions here, and today I'm going to be showing you on how to install these rear axle spindle chain adjusters. Wow, that was a mouthful right there. Alright, so if you guys are wondering what these are these things will actually go in the back of your swing arm, which I'm going to show you in a second, and they're made out of aluminum. They also come in many different colors, as you can see here in this picture. Now let me show you the reason why I'm going to install these chain adjusters. Alright, so the reason I'm going to be installing those chain adjusters is because I did purchase these rear swing arm sliders, and they're pretty big and chunky compared to the ones I used to have. And besides that, I also have my rear swing arm spools, and that's what I use to, you know, prop up the bike with the rear stand. The reason I'm going to install these is because not only do they you know, go to the back part of the bike, which is going to go right here, they also have a hole right here for you to install swing arm spools. Now let me show you the dilemma I'm having right now on why I'm going to be doing this. So let me get my rear stand and put it over here so you guys could see. Actually, let me lower the camera so you guys could really see on why I'm going to relocate my swing arm spools to the back with these chain adjusters. So let me show you what's going on when I put my rear stand to the swing arm spools right now. Right over here is the swing arm spool, so let me show you what I mean. Alright, so as you can see, let me get the rear stand over there. And as I go to put my rear stand, if I get this aligned, right about there. But let me straighten up the bike. Alright, so let me go ahead and straighten out the bike. Hopefully you guys could still see it in frame. But as you can see, when I go ahead and try to put the stand, I can't because of the oversized rear sliders. It's preventing me from actually getting the stand to that area. So I'm not able to prop up my bike when I need to when doing some maintenance on the bike. So that's the reason why I'm going to be relocating these swing arm spools towards the back. Therefore, it'll be giving me better access to actually lifting up the bike. Here are the tools needed for the job. It's going to be two 12mm wrenches. Optional tools is going to be a chain alignment tool, which is this one, and a 5mm Allen key for the swing arm spools if you happen to have any. If you do not have any, and then you could kind of skip the Allen key part as you won't need it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the reason for the chain alignment tool is because just in case when we go ahead and remove the screws to install the chain adjuster, I just really want to make sure that my chain doesn't get out of alignment, and as I'm doing it, I'll be keeping an eye on it to make sure that the chain doesn't move from its alignment. If it happens to move from its alignment, at least I'll be able to see and then try to get it back to an alignment status. Now from this angle, you could see that, if I could get it to focus without it focusing on the tire. Alrighty, so as you could see, that here is the rod going down the chain, and therefore you're able to keep an eye to make sure that the chain doesn't get out of alignment, because if it does, you're going to see that this rod is actually going to move left or right according to how bad all of alignment is getting off. So that's just a kind of extra precaution just to make sure that, like I said, it doesn't get out of alignment. Alright, so let's get started with actually removing the nuts, get the new adjusters on. Okay, I'm going to start off with the right side just because I have a little bit more lighting on this side. So we're going to first go ahead, going to remove that back end rubber piece. As you can see, mine is black, yours could be clear. The only reason mine is black is because I actually spray painted it. Alright, so then you want to grab your 12mm and then just go ahead and loosen up the screw. Alright, it might be really hard. So in that case, you want to grab your other one, put it on there, and then grab this one to kind of hold it, therefore loosening it up. Alright, so now that we got that one loose, just go ahead and pretty much screw this screw off all the way, and then go ahead and unscrew this one all the way as well. Alright, just wanted to show you that there is a little spacer here, so go ahead and remove that. Then next you're going to remove your stock one carefully. And this is pretty much the stock one, just a hollow piece of aluminum. Alright, so let's go ahead and adjust the new one. Install the new one. Alright, as you can see, these are directional. They do have a flat side, as it gets out of focus there. It has a flat side, and it also has a angled side. I'm not sure why the camera keeps not focusing. Let me probably zoom out a little bit. Alright, so for the side where the rotor is, we're going to grab the side that has the flat end, because the flat end is going to go towards out and the angle part is going to go towards the rotor. Put this in there carefully, put it in all the way. Once you put that in all the way, grab your little spacer that it came off of, put that in, and then go ahead and grab your nut and just screw this in all the way, and then go ahead and put the other nut on there as well. Okay, so once you get it on there, go ahead and turn it in all the way until it stops. Now we're gonna grab our tool right here, put it on that side, then grab the tool over here, and then we're just gonna snug it. So that's about it. So that's pretty much it. Now if you do happen to have swing arm spools, we're gonna go ahead and attach our spools here. If you don't have swing arm spools, at least you know that you have the hole here for a future swing arm spool that you could put right there. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and uninstall my swing arm spool that I have here and relocate it to the side. All right, so let me go ahead and grab my 5mm Allen key, get it in there, and then I'm just gonna pretty much unscrew it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and screw it onto the side. And as we could see that the screw is not going to fit. I need to get a bigger screw because this one is a 6mm screw, and it looks like this one is an 8mm screw. So I'm gonna have to either get some different swing arm spools to get them to fit here, or see if I can find a bigger screw to actually get it in there. So unfortunately I won't be able to install these onto that area. And before I forget, don't forget after you tighten that thing to get your little rubber thing that goes over the threads, and put your little rubber end piece back on. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the same thing that we just did on that side, on this side, which really there's no really point of showing you because it's actually the same thing. Not sure why the camera is getting unfocused there, but it's pretty much the same thing that we did on the other side is the same thing on this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it off camera to make this video kind of short. It doesn't need to be any longer than it is, but at the same time you just want to make sure that you are keeping an eye on your alignment tool. Alrighty, so this is how they pretty much look for this side, but I believe I did mention that it could be an 8mm. It could be actually maybe a 10mm because this bolt is kind of a hefty bolt in diameter size, and it actually fits in there pretty good. So get in there. So I believe that this could be a 10mm size screw hole. Alrighty guys, it's a little bit of an update as I had to actually go look for the bolt that was actually going to fit in here, which actually happened to be a 10mm. Alright guys, so I finally got the camera to focus, but as you can see on how thick the bolt is, it happened to be a 10mm, and there it goes out of focus again. But as you can already see that the bolt is pretty hefty. So what I did is I got the bolt and then I just drilled out the hole to be a little bit bigger to accept this kind of bolt, and then put this bolt in through there, still keeping that the same swing arm spools that I had. Make sure that you put a little bit of Loctite on the bolt as I already had. Now the size that I have over here is going to be a 5mm Allen key, so you're gonna need a socket and a wrench. Alright, so that should be tight enough, and with the Loctite, that sucker not going nowhere. Alright, so I don't have to worry about losing them. Alright, so that's pretty much on how it looks like on both sides, as you can see. So now I'll be able to prop up my bike with no problem, as I'll demonstrate right now. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and prop up my bike, and like I said, now it will just be no problem to actually do it. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and prop it up. Like I said, now I won't have that issue with the rear frame slider being in my way. As you can see, it went in there super smooth. So go ahead and prop it up like so. There we go. Super simple, a lot more easier. Now I could, don't have to worry about that issue anymore. Well guys, that pretty much concludes the video. If you guys found this video helpful, please smash that like button. If you haven't yet subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell, that way you guys are up to date with my latest videos. If you have any comments, leave them in the comments below. If you disliked the video, smash the dislike button. Let me know in the comments below what you disliked about the video to help me improve on future videos. And please don't mention that I talk too much. These are tutorials. That's the whole reason I'm talking, is to really show you what I'm doing and explaining what I'm doing, and that's the whole reason I'm talking. If you know anyone else that's looking to do something like this or is having problems with trying to prop up their bike, share my video, because maybe this is something they're looking for. Maybe they don't have this hole over here for a swing arm spool to prop up their bike, so this will be a good alternative so they could actually have these and still lift up their bike when they want to do some maintenance on their bike. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and catch you in the next video.